From translation, NIV New International Version. This 11th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Genesis 32 to 34. Genesis chapter 32, verses 1 to 32. Jacob also went on his way, and the angels of God met him. When Jacob saw them, he said, "This is the camp of God," so he named that place Mahanaim. Jacob sent messengers ahead of him to his brother Esau in the land of Seir, the country of Edom. He instructed them. "This is what you are to say to my master Esau. Your servant Jacob says, I have been staying with Laban and have remained there till now. I have oxen, donkeys and flocks, and male and female servants, and I have sent to tell my lord so that I may find favor in your eyes." When the messengers returned to Jacob, they said, "We went to your brother Esau, and now he is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." In great fear and distress, Jacob divided the people who were with him into 2 groups, and the flocks and herds and camels as well. He thought, if Esau comes and attacks one group, the group that is left may escape. Then Jacob prayed, "O God of my father Abraham, God of my father Isaac, Lord, you who said to me, 'Go back to your country and your relatives, and I will make you prosper,' I am unworthy of all the kindness and faithfulness you have shown your servant. I had only my staff when I crossed this Jordan, and now I have become 2 camps. Save me, I pray, from the hand of my brother Esau, for I am afraid he will come and attack me, and also the mothers with their children. You have said, 'I will surely make you prosper, and make your descendants like the sand of the sea, too many to count.'" He himself went on ahead and bowed down to the ground 7 times as he approached his brother. "But you have said, 'I will surely make you prosper, and make your descendants like the sand of the sea, too numerous to count.'" He made the servants go ahead of him, and they put a space between themselves and him. He instructed the one in the lead, "When my brother Esau meets you and asks, 'Who is your master, and whose are these servants of yours?' then you are to say, 'They belong to your servant Jacob. It is an offering sent to my lord Esau, and he is coming behind us.'" He also instructed the second, the third, and all the others who followed the herds, "You are to say the same to Esau when you meet him, and what you are to tell him is, 'Your servant Jacob is coming behind us.'" Jacob sent the messengers on ahead, and also the rest of the caravan. He himself stayed that night in the camp. During the night, Jacob got up and took his 2 wives, his 2 female servants, and his 11 sons, and crossed the ford of the Jabbok. After he had sent them across the stream, he sent all his possessions over as well. Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him till daybreak. When the man saw that he could not overpower him, he touched the socket of Jacob's hip, so that his hip was wrenched as he wrestled with the man. Then the man said, "Let me go, for it is daybreak." But Jacob replied, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." The man asked him, "What is your name?" "Jacob," he answered. Then the man said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome." Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But he replied, "Why do you ask my name?" Then he blessed him there. Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, "It is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared." As he passed Peniel at dawn, he limped because of his hip. That is why to this day the Israelites do not eat the tendon attached to the socket of the hip, because the socket of Jacob's hip was touched near the tendon. "Look, Esau is coming toward you with 400 men. But Jacob said to him, 'My Lord knows that the children are tender, and that I care for the ewes and cows of my flock that are nursing their young. If they are driven hard just one day, all the young will die. So please let my Lord go on ahead of his servant, while I move along slowly at the pace of the droves before me and that of the children, until I come to my Lord in Seir.'" Esau said, "Let me leave some of my men with you." "Why do that?" Jacob asked. "To see you honored, my Lord," Esau answered. But Jacob said, "My Lord knows that the children are tender, and that I must care for the sheep and cattle with their young. If they are driven hard for a single day, all the young will perish. So let my Lord go on ahead of his servant, while I move along slowly, just as the droves are moving ahead of me and with the children, until I come to my Lord in Seir." Esau said, "Then let me leave some of my men with you." "But why do that?" Jacob asked. "To see you honored, my Lord," Esau answered. Genesis chapter 33, verses 1 to 20. Jacob looked up, and there was Esau, coming with his 400 men. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the 2 servant women. He put the servant women and their children in front, Leah and her children next, and Rachel and Joseph in the rear. He himself went on ahead and bowed down to the ground 7 times as he approached his brother. But Esau ran to meet Jacob and embraced him. He threw his arms around his neck and kissed him, and they wept. Then Esau looked up and saw the women and children. "Who are these with you?" he asked. Jacob answered, "They are the children God has graciously given your servant." Then the servant women and their children came and bowed down before him. Likewise Leah and her children came and bowed down, and then Joseph and Rachel bowed down. And Esau asked, "What's the meaning of all these flocks and herds I met?" "To find favor in my Lord's eyes," he said. But my brother, I have plenty, Esau answered. Keep what you have for yourself. No, please, Jacob said. If I have found favor in your eyes, accept this gift from me. For to see your face is like seeing the face of God, now that you have received me favorably. Please accept the present that was brought to you, for God has been gracious to me, and I have all I need. And because Jacob insisted, Esau accepted it. Then Esau said, Let us be on our way, let me lead you. But Jacob said to him, My Lord knows that the children are tender, and that I must care for the sheep and cattle that are nursing their young. If they are driven hard just one day, all the young will die. So let my Lord go on ahead of his servant, while I move along slowly at the pace of the droves before me and that of the children, until I come to my Lord in Seir. Esau said, Then let me leave some of my men with you. Why do that? Jacob asked. To see you honored, my Lord, Esau answered. But Jacob said, No, please do so. If I have found favor in your eyes, my Lord, then accept my present. Please accept it that I may see your face and know that you are pleased with me, and if you are pleased with me, please accept this gift from me. For to see your face is like seeing the face of God, now that you have received me favorably. So Esau started on his way back to Seir. Jacob arrived safely at the city of Shechem in Canaan and camped within sight of the city. He bought the plot of land where he pitched his tent from the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver. There he set up an altar and called it El-Eloth Israel. Jacob bought the plot of land where he pitched his tent from the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver. There he set up an altar and called it El-Eloth Israel. Genesis chapter 34, verses 1 to 31. Dinah, Leah's daughter whom she had borne to Jacob, went out to visit the women of the land. When Shechem son of Hamor the Hivite, the prince of the region, saw her, he took her and raped her. His soul was drawn to Dinah daughter of Jacob, and he loved the young woman and spoke tenderly to her. Shechem said to his father Hamor, Get me this young woman as a wife. When Jacob heard that his daughter Dinah had been defiled, his sons were in the fields with his livestock, so Jacob kept silent until they came home. Then Shechem son of Hamor the Hivite, the prince of the region, went out to meet Jacob. He found Jacob's daughter Dinah and took her and raped her. Jacob's sons came in from the fields when they heard what had happened. They were filled with grief and anger, because Shechem had done a disgraceful thing in Israel by sleeping with Jacob's daughter, a thing that should not be done. But Hamor said to them, My son Shechem has his heart set on your daughter. Please give her to him as a wife. Intermarry with us, give us your daughters and take our daughters for yourselves. You can settle among us, the land is open to you. Live in it, trade in it, and acquire property in it. Then Shechem said to Dinah's father and brothers, Do me this favor, and I'll give you whatever you ask. Make the price for the bride and the gift I am to bring as great as you like, and I'll pay whatever you ask me. Only give me the young woman as my wife. Because their sister Dinah had been defiled, Jacob's sons replied deceitfully as they spoke to Shechem and his father Hamor. They said to them, We can't do such a thing. We can't give our sister to a man who is not circumcised. Because that would be a disgrace to us. We will consent to this only on the condition that you become like us by circumcising all your males. Then we will give you our daughters and take your daughters for ourselves. And we will settle among you and become one people. But if you will not agree to be circumcised, we will take our sister and go. Their proposal seemed good to Hamor and his son Shechem. The young man, who was the most honored of all his father's household, lost no time in doing what they said, because he was delighted with Jacob's daughter. So Hamor and his son Shechem went to the city gate and spoke to the men of their city, saying, These men are friendly toward us. Let them live in our land and trade in it, because the land has plenty of room for them. We can take their daughters in marriage and give them our daughters. But they will agree to live with us only if we become like them by circumcising all our males, as they themselves are. Won't their livestock, their property, and all their other animals become ours? So let us agree to their terms, so that they will live among us. All the men who went out of the city gate heeded Hamor and his son Shechem, and every male was circumcised, all who went out of the city gate. 3 days later, while all of them were still in pain, 2 of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords and attacked the unsuspecting city, killing every male. They killed Hamor and his son Shechem with the sword, and took Dinah from Shechem's house and left. Jacob's sons came upon the dead, and looted the city because they had defiled their sister Dinah. They took their flocks and herds, donkeys and whatever was in the city and all in the country. They carried off all their wealth and all their children and women as captives, and they took everything from the houses. Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, You have brought trouble on me by making me a stench to the people of the land, the Canaanites and the Perizzites. I am few in number, and if they join forces against me and attack me, I will be destroyed, you and all the members of my household. But they replied, Should he have treated our sister like a prostitute? They said, Should he have treated our sister like a prostitute?